Hello, Reckoning7 and welcome back to our combat mission Cold War head-to-head play-by-play match. We were heading into turn 13. I just want to briefly show the actual objectives because it's not something we've talked around very much. And so thus far we are obviously holding most of the objectives with all of the kind of contest being around the borders of Zemden. So I think from that perspective we're in a pretty good place and I'm not feeling the need to push particularly hard. The biggest concern I have, of course, is his tank forces. He still has 4 operational tanks that we're aware of, so we've not done as good a job degrading them as perhaps I would like. There's 2 confirmed kills we've had earlier in the match, but we are starting to run a little bit low on some of our dragon assets, and we've now lost our first tow as well, so just something to be aware of. Also worth noting that my infantry are struggling more against the armoured vehicles with their laws than I was perhaps expecting, needing to do a bit more kind of flanking work with them. But there we go, that was a brief overview of where we are with it. Further ado, let us run through this minute. I'm not sure if huge amount of activities are going to take place. As you can see, he's pulling some of the tanks out, which might open them up to some of our forces elsewhere, especially as we look to flank him here. It looks like maybe just a reposition. Certainly could roll through here. Relative ease, that bit of infantry I've got left. I'm pretty strong. Ah. Okay, and that is an artillery strike. Doesn't look particularly on target. It's all over the place, actually. Interesting. Really interesting, actually. I wonder why he's hammering this hillside. Unless he's just trying to maybe just smoke it up, erode these positions. Although joke's on him, because I started to actually pull out from this position in order to take one on the flank. I wonder to what aim he's doing that. I'm not sure. Now the tank that we saw pull out briefly, where did he end up going last spotted here? Just heading back in toward the village, really. Okay. So yeah, I think he might just be... hard to tell, actually. No, that's smoke he's dropping. Alright, so it looks like he's just trying to break my sightlines. So he doesn't know if actually I have used up essentially all my long range assets within this formation. But the new threat is actually going to come from over here. I want to see whether... No, he doesn't seem to have responded to these troops or to these troops, which is good. Okay. Alright. So I don't think there's much to be done in terms of repositioning. We've got our kind of small flanking force heading around the side. We're going to keep that going. As I said, I'm repositioning this tow and his associated spotter. I'm going to whiz along here and take a position just at the back. Apologies for the phone. Meanwhile, we're going to try and hold them in position here. We do have some laws spread out amongst our various troops. You do not. You guys could probably do with a few more, although you are currently... You don't know what you're doing currently. You're nervous, you're not broken or rattled. But I can't give you a move order. Are you in the process of loading up? Potentially. We shall see how it goes. The only other thing I did want to change was to grab our spotter here and to use our on-map 81mm mortars. I was going to say to hammer the rest of Zemden. They're just too busy. We could potentially do it as 2 different spottings. Hollands. Get 1 from this guy and then you just use 2 from this chap, and that would, I suppose, alleviate the risk that one of these guys gets taken out. Let's do that. So I'd rather get this thing going sooner rather than later. Let's put quick play around with this. Obviously don't want to hit my own troops in this edge of this building here. I think that's going to have to be acceptable. Maybe we'll pull back ever so slightly. I would like you to do this on heavy if you can get away with it. I've got quite a lot of rounds left. We're heading towards the end of the mission. I think I'm going for long. We'll confirm, we'll dial it in, we'll get it done. And then the next minute, when this spotter has finished in his current mission, we will readjust and call him the third one. And yeah, you are just extracting yourself from the trees. That is fine. Grand. Okay, so I'll go in. I'll just double check the movements of any president because now he's in his vehicle. And again, check the flanking force. So it'll be another minute or so before they get into position. Grand. And I'll catch you on the next one. Cheerio.